The Australian government is warning citizens in parts of the Middle East to consider leaving as the threat of conflict between the United States and Tehran intensifies. The Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade says citizens in Israel and Lebanon should leave while there are still commercial flights available. The department is also offering to evacuate the families of officials in its embassies in Israel, Lebanon, Jordan, Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. The new travel warnings come ahead of a third round of critical negotiations between the US and Iran over Tehran's nuclear program. Iran has pushed back against President Donald Trump's repeated threats of military action if Tehran does not agree to a deal, promising any attack would be met with a ferocious response. In his State of the Union address, President Trump warned he would not allow the world's biggest sponsor of terrorism to have a nuclear weapon.
They were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon.
The United States has expanded sanctions on Iran, citing the deaths of protesters during recent anti-government demonstrations. In recent weeks, President Trump has ordered a massive buildup of American military firepower in the Middle East. However, he maintains the White House would prefer a diplomatic solution.
As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must.
Tehran has labelled Mr Trump's remarks big lies, saying negotiations may yield an agreement through honourable diplomacy. Iranian state media claims the government is close to developing a missile capable of reaching North America. However, Iran says its nuclear research is for civilian energy production. Donald Trump warned Tehran last week that he was giving the country 10 to 15 days to reach a deal. Iran has threatened to strike US bases in the region if it is attacked.
If you choose the path of diplomacy where Iran's dignity and mutual interests are respected, we will stay at the table. But if your decision is to repeat the last experience through deception, lies, flawed analysis, and false information, and to strike at the negotiating table in the middle of talks like before, then without a doubt you will feel the forceful punch of the Iranian nation and our defense forces, and you will certainly regret that choice.